Meanwhile, Turkey's Deputy Prime Minister has indicated that the major military operation in Syria could come to an end after the Daesh-held town of Al-Bab is recaptured. Turkey launched Operation Euphrates Shield in August of last year.
Most probably, Operation Euphrates Shield will end after Al-Bab is liberated. But Raqqa is a separate issue. Raqqa doesn't directly pose a threat to the Turkish borders. But if they let the PYD move into Raqqa, then it will be a national security matter for Turkey.
For more on this, Yola Dafydd joins me now from Gaziantep. So Yola, what does the Turkish Deputy Prime Minister's comments suggest in the battle against Daesh?
Well, those comments made on Turkish television in an interview on Friday suggest that most probable, that's the term, that the Operation Euphrates Shield, which started last August, would end after this battle of Al-Bab. And this battle for Al-Bab has been very, very hard. It's cost a lot of Turkish soldiers' lives. And it's been ongoing since December the 9th. So as the Turkish forces and the FSA creep in now into even more dangerous urban warfare in Al-Bab, the feeling by the Turkish government perhaps is that after Al-Bab, that's the end of Operation Shield. Now that actually contravenes what's been said in the past, because in the past, both President Erdogan and the Foreign Minister Çavuşoğlu have said that after Al-Bab, maybe they turn towards Manbij and the Kurdish-held territories to the east there on the border of Turkey. And also, just on Wednesday, the Foreign Minister said that possibly there might be special forces involved in the battle for Raqqa. What is pretty obvious is that there is now almost an unprecedented support across all the different armies and groups and factions which are concentrating all their firepower, as much as possible at least, on trying to dislodge Daesh. So that's what's relevant in terms of these comments made by various Turkish ministers, that possibly they see the end of the operation after Al-Bab. Does it mean a total withdrawal of Turkish forces? We don't know. There may well be special forces involved elsewhere.
So is there diplomatically a greater sense of unity to defeat Daesh?
Well, we heard Antonio Guterres, the new Secretary General of the United Nations, as he landed in Turkey, talking about his visit. He will be talking to President Erdogan. He's also going on to Saudi Arabia, then on to the United Arab Emirates, to Qatar, Oman, and Egypt. And when he mentions the help that's been given to refugees by Turkey, and probably the hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of refugees which have also gone to Europe, then there is a message there from Guterres to the other Arab countries in terms of their support and basically housing Muslim refugees as well from Syria and from war-torn areas. What was interesting on Friday night, there was another television interview by Bashar al-Assad, and he talks about that he would welcome participation by the United States, doesn't want the idea of safe zones to be implemented, but as long as Syrian sovereignty and the Syrian regime sovereignty is respected, he would welcome a greater impact, a greater input from the United States. Now that's interesting as well, because you have all these different forces concentrated around Al-Bab, and Al-Bab, even though it's a very important strategic area, it is only the beginning of trying to dislodge Daesh from Raqqa. And Raqqa is the main prize. Now, at the moment, it's the YPG and the SDF, which is in prime position, backed by the United States, of course, in prime position to push on Raqqa. And that's entirely, from what we see on social media at least, this is the aim of those Kurdish militants and the Arab militants, is to try and aim for Raqqa. Now then, maybe the Syrian regime and the Turkish forces will have ideas about that too.
Thanks for that, Yola Dafydd from Gaziantep near the Turkish-Syrian border.